Welcome to the Down the Sideline podcast. We're live on YouTube, finally getting our SHIT together. Sadly, Tim's not with us in the studio, so we're recording live for the first time, properly hopefully without a pixelated screen. So if you're watching us, do feel free to give us a comment, send us some love. If not, if you're watching this later, do subscribe so you can be notified of all of our videos. We do a video every Monday at 8:30 p.m. We're a bunch of football fans from various different teams. This is the Down the Sideline podcast, rugby league through the lens of business, media, and how rugby league wins as a sport. Joining me as ever in the studio is Adrian Manker. We're looking set for a Sharks versus Knights Down the Sideline bowl this week, you and me.
Big game, isn't it? It's a top four game. I think
top four.
Whoever wins stays. Whoever loses out. Bit of a mixed week though. We're in blue, obviously for a particular reason.
We'll get to the Blues.
Disappointing result of the weekend.
Yeah, wanted to drop by 2. Yeah, and you were coming back at the end as well, weren't you?
We only played half a game. Like we dropped so much ball. Anyway.
And joining us remotely today is Tim Mikulev. Bit busy, mate.
Yeah, busy with work. Unfortunately,
Just
can't
busy.
be in the studio, but
El Casa in Burwood, where Tim is.
Just busy waiting for the finals because the Roosters are going to make it. Your boy Daniel Tupou looked pretty good on the weekend.
hey, what about that? How many players have had their milestone games go that well? 300th game, 3 tries. 1 try for every 100 games. What a phenomenal result for him.
Oh, you love Daniel Tupou, don't you?
We've got a whole segment on it.
Oh yeah, we do. That's right. We've got a whole
segment. But I will say.
Yeah, this is classic Tim. Just jumping ahead. Railroads the show.
Around, but we got the job done.
Yeah, classic
You
Tim.
ask him straight away though.
Yeah, but I didn't want him to go the full answer. So, all right, on tonight's show, we're talking State of Origin. Manka's going to be absolutely loving life. Goodness me, he was great on the group text. We're going to talk. We've got a listener question.
Yeah.
Listener questions coming. That's a bit exciting. We're obviously going to talk Jarome Luai and the disaster that's come through there. Timmy will continue to beat off about Daniel Tupou. Lozball gone. I declared on the group text that the top 4 is now set. It's done. That's what the group top 4 is going to be.
I think you only did that because the Sharks are in there now and you're just like Tim and I. Done.
It's done. That's what the top 4 is, what it is going to be. We'll talk about Adrian's Knights. We'll talk about Melbourne as a final, Smokey. We've got the Titans and the referees in here. Are we going to talk about the Titans?
Yeah, he blew up Hannah yesterday.
Yeah, right.
He thought they were getting really bad calls. Some of them were pretty fair.
Can be self-fulfilling prophecy now when you're the
true.
weaker teams. Of course, we will have the hottest segment in all of NRL Sports Entertainment, Upset Alert, and we'll also go through our tips. But let's just close out the State of Origin series with New South Wales winning 2-1. Adrian, they didn't look that good. What was it, 30 points to 12? The bunker helped them out.
What are you talking about?
Couple of lucky.
Tim and I were very optimistic last week when we were talking about it because we had this bit of confidence because everyone rid us off. And do you know what? I think the thing that helped us the most is ripping into Laurie Daly. All the bad publicity, all the criticism really galvanised the group and they had no pressure.
It did help them. I reckon the Phil Gould, Laurie Daly stuff helped him.
I think the biggest thing is Queensland hate being favourites. They love being underdogs. They love how they always have to come back. New South Wales are the favourites. They didn't handle the pressure. And you know what? I think Tim said it last week is Laurie was going back to who he was as a player. He threw everything out the window. He just went right back to basic. And you know what? His captain, Isaiah, got all the playing group together. They played a very simple style of football. They ran hard. They tackled hard. And their best players, Cleary, dominated. I would say in my time, he's probably one of the top 3
players.
New South Wales wins.
New South Wales wins.
Mate, we got dominated for 2 games. And we literally blew them off the park. And to see how salty Queensland was, made it even better. And we've won the last 3 at Suncorp, which was supposed to be the toughest ground to win any Origin game. Gone. It was beautifully scripted.
Well, they're calling it to his new stadium now.
I don't know about that. Tim, what was your take on the Origin?
look, I thought we got some calls, but on the run of play, we were the better team. Keeping Mitchell Moses was more important than anyone can ever imagine. His long kicking game got us out of trouble, particularly early in that game. If you watch the first 10 minutes, they had us. You know, the old foursomes back. They had us in our area, and it was only for Mitchell's long kicks that we got out of that. I thought Liam Martin was actually. I thought he was the best player on the field, personally. I thought he made such a difference in the forwards. And what was the difference? I was so critically Yo, and I was. He got told to play a different game in that game. They said run, Cleary, play your game. Don't fall in the structure. Don't play this Penrith structure. Play your game. And how bloody good was he? They were too good. That was a great Blues performance. Great Blues performance.
I think to what Isaiah, he's got to take a lot of credit being the captain as well. Like
He did.
He took.
Laurie was glowing.
I was so critical, but he was fantastic. He ran the ball and he was so instrumental in that win.
Do you know what they worked out as well? And I did hear it somewhere else. Is I think they looked at Melbourne and they worked out where they were getting beat, like defensively, and it was Munster. So if you look at a lot of the games where they've been,
that was Liam Martin.
Yeah,
but Adrian, that was Liam Martin.
Yeah.
Liam Martin.
Yeah, but New South Wales also did something that they should have done, which was they picked the best players.
Yeah, but they also
they picked the best players. They didn't pick. Like here's the difference. Like New South Wales and Queensland. This is a different psychology. It suddenly dawned on me. Right, is the role of the two states in state of origin. Queensland has a third of the people that New South Wales has. New South Wales players should always be better. And there was that slight window for the couple of years, the 8 years, where Queensland's players were better. But typically, typically the New South Wales players are better, right? And so New South Wales needs to just pick the better players, because if we're just going to pick players on pick and stick, the Queenslanders are actually played together more than the New South Wales guys. So we've got to have more skillful guys. And this time they picked their most skillful guys. It was the best team. It was clearly the best team. It was clearly the best team.
I disagree. I completely disagree, because the best players are not the best origin players. Do you know who Queensland missed the most in their team?
Carrigan.
No, Lindsay Collins.
Yeah,
Collins, and Adrian actually said it last week. He said that was a bit of a red flag for them, and he really was.
Yeah, the forwards one was good.
Liam Martin. Liam Martin and Bradman Best were the two biggest inclusions.
And they were the best players right now.
Yeah, but
Bradman Best is clearly better than Staggs, and Liam Martin is clearly the best second rower.
A lot of players better than Staggs in centres.
No, they just played.
They could have been Latrell, they could have been Turbo. Anyway, Bradman Best is an origin player, and he was unreal.
And do you know who to Tim's boy, Sam Walker, Hudson Young finally got to him and put him on.
He didn't have the best game, Hudson Young. He's a bit petulant.
He had a horrible game 3. But to be fair, he's young. He had 2 really good games earlier in the series. You can't write him off. But finally they got to him and they rattled him.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about, so Adrian, you mentioned in the Green Room post pre-record, I think New South Wales, and I agree with you, New South Wales needed this win. And I think actually State of Origin needed a New South Wales win, which doesn't happen that often. How do you feel about who needed the win more?
Oh, New South Wales massively needed the win, because Billy was on a rampant. He was going to win 4 of the last 6 series. We were going to get back to that whole dominant kind of Queensland era. And I think to get a game and another decider at Suncorp just has flipped the switch, because Madge did it. Now Loz has done it, and everyone was so critical. So it kind of sets up really nicely for next year. Whoever coaches New South Wales, because Laurie's not going to coach it, it's probably be Billy's last one. I think Billy will do one more, and then I think he'll go to the Storm. So New South Wales massively needed it.
Is Loz confirmed for not coaching next year?
Everything he's said is he's not going to do it. He's like, I've already made my mind.
No, he's hedging his bets.
I think he's out. I don't think Laurie has liked the criticism, and I think it's affected his family, and I think he just wants out, and he's going to ride into the sunset, and good on him. He deserves to.
Yeah, Tim, did you watch the press conference with Laurie at the end?
I did.
Match? What'd you make of that?
You could tell it was a man that was filled with relief, but also a man that was very, very frustrated. You mean the one where he's talking about the personal attacks with him?
Yeah, the personal attacks and the balls and all that sort of
and
stuff.
you know what's bullshit? Like but on Fox.
Sorry, Dave Scott.
Yeah.
The one listener.
I think it was Bulldog. It was one of them. I was saying, no, actually, it was Reedy on Triple M yesterday. I was listening to it on the radio, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've had personal attacks and all the rest of it." Rah rah rah. But, and they were like, "But what personal attacks? It's not what that one article in the Courier Mail." It's like, mate, it's social media. It's the DMs that he gets. It's all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
The DMs are a bit tough.
Yeah, and he would have been.
I've received a DM or two.
Oh, really? I've received them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, I'm waiting for him.
Yeah, well,
but
Probably know where you're going with that.
not that type of DM, you idiot. I mean, you're a bull fan.
No.
You're a bull fan.
No,
'Cause
you just get straight text from us.
Yeah, that's
But,
true.
you
No,
know,
I get DMs and straight texts
I
from
get
you guys
I get
abusing
straight-
me all the time,
I get
Tim.
straight to the face. Don't text them all.
But look, it's disappointing that Laurie would cop that sort of criticism because A, he's a champion bloke, and B, he's actually a champion, right? Like he's in the, we said it last week, he's in the discussion to be an immortal. Regardless of his coaching career at Origin.
He's pretty good.
He deserves nothing but respect. And
all right, well, let's move
I'm
on to the
actually
next
really,
subject.
really, really happy for him. Yeah.
Great.
All right, so the bunker. So to be fair to it, I reckon it made a mistake. I reckon that the New South Wales guys touches that. I reckon Queensland were bloody unlucky. They're also a touch unlucky with that try, with the disallowed try, which was a disallowed try.
Offside.
The football gods weren't with them.
Yeah, but Tim can probably test this. When Queensland dominated us for 10 years, the amount of
The English
dodgy
try.
goals New South Wales got, come on. We're entitled to the
English
rubber
try.
green.
Does everyone remember the English try where he knocked on and it was called a try? Yeah.
It's like, I get it. It was a momentum in the game, but watching Bradman Best in flight and palm his teammate to the ground.
I actually I was calling for Bradman Best not to score and
What?
do the old take the tackle because I thought it would get called back.
No.
You know how do you not ever do that? You know how you want.
Yeah.
You know how you know that the try is going to get called back. You're like, no, don't score. Take the tackle and then score.
Look, it was a super tight decision. I think all of us who have rugby league eyes saw that it was touch.
Oh, it's definitely
But you know
touch.
what? Sometimes you get the rubber
Well,
green, and you know
but
what?
they said it was the corner post.
Agents.
They said from the corner post cam, they could tell they didn't touch it. Now,
Yeah,
what
they
makes me
retreated.
think that's a bit of a fib is when they asked Bostock, he giggled. He said, "Nah, I
No,
didn't touch it."
they came out. Tim, they came out and said they got it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because they did. That's because they did get it wrong. All right, Adrian, your final word on Origin as we move off.
It was a great series. I always thought they could win. In my heart, I was like, they could definitely do it because they have the quality of the squad and the players. And you know what? Cleary finally showed up and dominated. He's the best player in the world. He silenced every doubter. And you know what? Sets it up really nicely for next year because is it Billy's redemption or is Cleary going to continue to dominate Origin and New South Wales go on a bit of a dynasty? So
But I think Cleary will dominate. As long as they let him play like that, he'll dominate.
he grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and just
Hey, he's good. What, 2 tries? First 2 tries, wasn't it?
Seriously, amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, the second try, he was in the right place, right time. But that first try, though, that's standing up in Origin.
And that steal. When he stole the ball off Cobbo, you knew he was all
Yeah.
in for this game. He
Look,
was like,
you guys are just bloody Nathan Cleary, God.
I thought it was a 2-on-1. 2-on-1
All right. Well, let's move on to the next subject. That was State of Origin. Congratulations, New South Wales. You won the most high-profile set of 3 exhibition matches in all of sports. All right, in Australia. All right, let's move on. We've got a listener question from D. Scott, Dragons fan, I understand. He said, Tim said the television rights were valued by the networks at approximately $500 million a year. but that the final price was closer to 700 million because of some silly nuggets. I've had some thoughts on how they might have been able to push the value up, actually, in terms of the accounting. Viewer then points out, if I paid 40% above valuation, I would be fired. Well, that's why you and I and all the 3 or 4 of us have all been fired multiple times because we probably have bought things at the wrong price. What exactly was the silly buggery? Was Peter V'landys simply determined to announce the biggest deal ever? Yes, he was. There was no question that he wanted to do that. That will also reset the TV rights deal. So I think you'll find the AFL will knock the NRL off on their next one. Tim, do you want to respond to our reader question?
Yeah, so I can speak more freely this week because
It's done.
There's been a bit more chatter in the media. Look, effectively, my understanding is Channel 9 and Foxtel had spoken about going to the NRL together and basically doing a deal. And then Channel 9 at the 11th hour went in and tried to win the whole rights. So when they went and did that, with the stand thing, Foxtel then had to go to 7 and 10. If you think about it, 1 minute you're going, yeah, it's Foxtel 9. We're not competing against anyone. And then all of a sudden you're competing. And basically what that did was drove up the NRL rights cost, which, it ended up with 9, but I don't think Foxtel was very happy with the process.
No, right. Okay, so let me just paraphrase that so I'm hearing you correctly. So it was going to be Channel 9 with Foxtel, and then as soon as Channel 9 came in independently, Channel 7 and 10 then had to be engaged, which then made it a bit
Foxtel had to engage them as a free-to-air.
Had to engage them. And so then there was a bidding war between the two of them. And so then when it came back to be Channel 9 with Foxtel, Channel 9 and Foxtel then had to pay a higher rate because they're bidding effectively.
Did that hurt 9 though? So did 9 pay more than what they originally?
No, so 9 have gone up 15%, which is kind of expected.
Yeah.
But what it did was because 9 went in with the going in for the whole rights with Stan, it pushed up the subscription TV cost. So
the Zone ain't going to be happy about that.
Hey,
The Zone won't be happy about that with 9.
no, look, DAZN won't be happy about it, but at the same time, it still commercially makes sense. So it's not like they're in strife. DAZN globally have got bigger problems. The other thing is, look, again, this time I actually can't say a lot about this because I'm a bit closer to it, but there are a lot of benefits in this rights deal with Foxtel. And the one thing that didn't come out in the press release, there's a lot of talk about the Super League being bought by the NRL, and everyone always knew that the DAZN thing was going to be huge about the global expansion of the game. I know the NRL are very, very, very focused on the global expansion of the game. So there may be some clauses in there around global expansion, which also fall under this agreement. So if the Super League, for example, falls under this agreement with DAZN in the UK, then it makes it a much more palatable deal. You get me?
Much more valuable.
The only thing that worries me is I think it's a great deal for the NRL is we know advertising costs are going to go up quite substantially to offset the costs. And then do we not think because it's going to be harder to be profitable with it, do they start to strip out some of the production? Because I still think looking at some of the stuff Fox...
Channel 9 have said they're cutting costs.
Well, some of the stuff Fox did this year, like their Vegas panel shows were cut back quite a bit this year. Like quite a lot. They were sitting on...
Yeah, but they'd spend too much on the first few years. Just on that, it's not going to affect the quality of production.
No, it's more about the magazine shows, not like the actual games. I think they're fine. It's more about all the...
Look, as long as Patrick Delaney's involved in DAZN, that will not happen. And as long as Steve Crawley is involved in Fox Sports, that will not happen. They're two of the best.
Yeah, but NRL 360, Tim, has gone backwards. They're not spending as much on the shows.
They miss Kent.
What do you mean by that? How?
Oh, just the production values, the clips and the
What production? What do you mean?
just like the Matt Nable style stuff and the Vegas style.
They still do it. I think the challenge with that, I don't think
That's
it's
not
them
NRL
cut it back.
360.
I think it's their mix of personalities now has changed. Like I think Kenty, as much as people didn't like him, I still love Kenty and Ben Ike, and I still think they were the best.
The best combo.
But I think Kenty's a big loss because he was that personality that Gordy's one-eyed Queenslander, which is fair enough, and one-eyed Blue supporter, so I can't blame him. But he just doesn't have the same footy nous as what Kenty does. So that'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Sharks financial figures today, because I'm actually interviewing the CEO of the Sharks tomorrow.
Nice.
And
is that your special guest?
Yeah, it's a special guest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's good.
Great.
So the Sharks NRL running the football team costs were $24 million last year.
Mm-hmm.
Salary cap's $11 million. And I think the NRL grant's like $21 million or something like that. Right. So
double the cost.
there's a whole bunch of extra costs. Yeah, they got to fly places and like
accommodation
and like pay for footballs and like
food and
pay the coaches, and they've also got the women's team and all that sort of stuff. And so
Sponsors pay for a lot of that, though.
yeah, but
Also pay for a big chunk of that.
yeah, so
what's the operating profit then?
the Shark sponsorships are about $8 million.
But do they break a profit?
Yeah, they make a couple $100,000.
It's not a lot.
Yeah, it's not a lot. Not a lot.
Do they get pogies from the club?
Yeah, well, the club's about to reopen, so that will certainly help.
Massive.
So it's going to make a big game changer. These this extra, putting their salary cap up and the grant from the NRL going to a lot more. That's a huge difference.
But if you follow other sports like the NFL, whenever they do a broadcast or a new deal, the salary cap goes up every year.
Yeah, but it's going to if you insert that increased amount of bucks that they're going to get from an NRL grant in the Shark, it will help a lot.
Yeah,
It's currently 11.9 million. Matty Johns thinks it'll go to 18. I think that's ridiculous. Everyone else is saying about 14, 15.
That feels about right.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to scoop some of the money up for the pathway stuff.
I hope it goes to grassroots. I hope they invest a ton of money in grassroots.
Nah, so grassroots funding is covered by the sponsors.
Not the NRL.
Not the NRL. It's covered by the sponsors.
Isn't that an issue?
No, it's not, because the sponsors have a lot of money and they're very keen to invest in that area because they want them to be customers in the future. So, no, grassroots is heavily funded by the club.
No, I think that even if it's just siphoning off the money, it's like, this money that catches this money. Here's one for you, boys. If I was running the NRL, I would pay the women more.
Agree.
A lot more.
Right?
Right? No, not just for that. If you make the NRL the most lucrative women's sporting outlet in Australia, you will attract the top athletes. And in 10, 15, 20 years' time, you will have a freaking elite gun women's league.
But they already have the top athletes.
Nah, but if you
outside of rugby, like rugby sevens, which is a great game, women's rugby sevens.
Yeah, but my point is, you keep stepping it up. My point is that you're overpaying them to attract the best talent.
I don't think you need to overpay.
Baldo, you're trying to make the equivalent of tennis for rugby league, where the women.
No, I just think you attract the best athletes.
No, but in terms of interest, everyone's as interested in women's tennis as they are in men's tennis. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, that's not true. The men's tennis outranks the women's tennis.
It doesn't.
Not when Ash.
Yeah, Tim, you're just checking out, buddy.
Ash Barty, mate. She was one of the highest rated.
Mate, Cornucova doesn't play anymore, Tim. Eugenie Bouchard. Anyway, all right. Well, look, do we answer Dave Scott's question?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
All right.
So,
okay,
Dave,
let's move on to
just to answer Dave's question. Dave, 9 went in for the full rights. If they hadn't have, it would have meant that Foxtel would have got it cheaper. What they should have done is, if they went in together, they saved about $200 million. But shit happens.
Blandy's got him. All right, the big story. of the week. We've been following this on the Down the Sideline podcast all year. And I came out and said the Tigers, they're going to make the 8. Jarome Luai's the saviour. How good are they? Yeah.
Are you going to have a flip-flop or not?
No, I'm not flip-flopping because...
What, you still think he's good?
No, they're going to make the 8.
No, they're not going to make the... Yeah, all right, okay, all right, fine. So what happens is, guys, for anyone new to the show, when you change your opinion, this happens.
We got a flip-flop, always changing his mind.
Because I'm flip-flopping because the Tigers, they're not making the 8 because Jarome Luai is single-handedly... I tell you what, the mistake that the West Tigers made was not signing Luai, it was putting the clauses in the contract. And given that it was so easy for him to leave and the circus that was around him in terms of being... Because if he works out, then someone's going to go steal him. And if he doesn't work out, they've got no repercussions. And so... that was the mistake. Putting the clause in was super stupid. And given what happened with them with Galvin, it's just absolutely wiped them out. They were going to be a top 8 team. And Benji is a vibes coach. He's not the best NRL coach, but he's a vibes energy, and he managed to bring those players together. And then the second that their star player is pissing off to somewhere else, they were done. And I think I applaud them for dumping him because, quite frankly, they should dump him. And I think my understanding is they're going to pay $300,000 of his salary to wherever he goes next season.
More.
Maybe more.
Yeah, but to your point about the clause, I get fans hate the clause. I get the media hates the clause. But he was going to a club that hadn't made the finals in X amount of years. He had won a couple of wooden spoons. He was coming off 4 straight premierships. He'd won an Origin series, or he'd won a couple of Origin series.
He was in a World Cup final.
He was World Cup final. He was going to a club where their facilities are probably nowhere near the likes of, or they are now, but they weren't when he was at Penrith. He was rebuilding a club who had no star players. Of course he wanted a clause in there to protect himself. And that was the only way a club like the Tigers were ever going to get a player like him.
Yeah,
yes,
but he activated it.
He did know, but he had every right to activate
They're a bit unlucky that
And
PNG came along.
And you
though.
guys were saying how good it was he signed the money. As it was a terrible idea for the Tigers. It was going to ruin their season. They were coming third when he signed that contract.
And they're now done.
The Tigers came out.
Yeah,
and they
what's the
upped it,
stat?
and
2
they
of
were like,
9. Is that the stat? 2 of 9.
They were coming third, and they've won 3 of 9.
Yeah, they had the Knights Tigers match.
Well, they
Was
had the
the
loving, and they're like, "Oh, good on him. We're really happy for him." We had a really emotional conversation. Benji and Luai. Benji and Luai's relationship is to shit now. Let's be honest.
yeah. I think when they started, they had the
intention.
intention, but then also Luai, there was a little bit of the why don't you come and play with me in PNG? You can't go be doing that.
No, but when he signed with PNG, the Tigers quickly sewed up Buller. They signed the May brothers again, so they kind of got their key players. If they're worried about Luai taking players from their squad, I'm gonna be really brutal to Tigers fans. Outside of Dewey and maybe Appy, I ain't touching anyone in that team going to PNG.
Pierce Paul?
Who's he recruiting for? Come on.
True. Tim, what do you think?
I agree with that. Who is he recruiting for? I heard that on the radio. They're going, he's tapping up players. I'm like, what fucking players?
Agree.
You know, the Finu, the second rower, he could be anything.
They re-signed them, though, didn't they? The Finu brothers.
Well, then you got Copies Paul, who could actually be a good player.
Royce Hunt's good. What are you talking about? He's a beast.
Yeah, no.
He's better than Jack Williams, I can tell you.
No, he's just good. He's been a massive distraction. He's been the problem of their season, and Adrian called it very early that it could become a problem. I didn't think it could because I thought that they handled it well at the time. But nah.
Do you reckon if they knew how it would play out, Tim, they'd still do it? Do you think it's been overall? Do you think they've advanced their position from where they were 2 years ago before they signed him?
No. Yes. I
think they're in a better position.
I think they're in a better position because they've got some junior players coming through. And the thing about the West Tigers is, forget Balmain, Penrith and Southwest Sydney are the same place.
Yes,
They've got the same sort of talent coming through. And they've finally started to bring some of them into first grade. So I think that's probably where they're improving. Benji's got to go. They won't win a comp.
Nah, Benji's good.
Boldo, they will not win a comp under Benji.
They're not going to make the 8 under anyone else. They won't attract
They
anyone.
won't even make the 8 under Benji. I guarantee. I will tell you right now, they would make the 8 under me over Benji.
That's
Huh?
cool.
Who would be better off? Who would be a better person that they could attract?
Arthur.
To
Red
coach the
Arthur.
Tigers?
Red Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slater.
They're not going to get Billy Slater.
I just named.
Yes,
said
you
who.
said open.
They're not
open
going to. Billy Slater is not going to.
Daly.
Laurie Daly's not better than Benji.
Hey, and the other thing is, Ivan Cleary's out of contract in 2028.
They're not getting Ivan Cleary.
Yeah, but what if they did? Because the other thing is, Boldo, what you've got to remember is they've got all the leagues clubs and they're worth a fortune. They could pay anyone anything. And if they brought,
Maybe
they
they'll
brought
get
Ivan
Costa
Cleary,
from Saudi Arabia. Is that what you're saying?
they could bring Graham Arnold from Saudi Arabia.
Do you know what though? I agree with Tim and I agree with you. I agree with Tim that we've called this. I think Benji's he's a decent coach, but he's not a good coach. And I just think he's not going to get them to where they need to be. And
Benji Marshall is a former player trying to be a coach. He's not a coach.
And he's too friendly with the players is what I think.
This one's going to come
And I
back.
agree-
This
and I-
one's going to come back.
I
Is
agree-
Benji any good or
And
not?
I agree with you. I think it's a good stand from the club to make the decision and go, you know what?
Oh, it's a great
We
call.
don't see you in the future. It looks a bit ridiculous when they were hugging and saying how nice it was that he's going to leave the club to go to PNG. It was life-altering for his family. If they were winning games, I don't think any of this would have happened. I think it's a big call by the club. And you know what? The Tigers are a basket case. They've been kicked around for too long. Make a stand. But you know what? It better bloody work. Because if it doesn't work, guess who's the first person that's out that door? Benji.
It's club legend. All right, Tim. Daniel Tupou played his 300th game on the weekend. In a look, it kind of the Roosters made it look a little bit closer than it needed
First
to
half
be.
was horrible, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was surprised.
It
I
was
was
one of
cheering.
the worst games. It was one of the worst games I've ever seen.
Well, it was period.
It was a terrible game.
We got the result. Having said that, Tup's getting 3 tries, a hat trick in his 300th game. Mate, I was in tears. I was in absolute tears.
You love Tupou, though. Is he your favourite?
Well, how can you love the guy? He's played 300 games for us. He's what, 3rd all-time try scorer? He may even get to Ken Irvine's record.
Does he
You know,
break the record?
Pilatus was down there because he loves him because he's the bloke that's never complained, never asked for a pay rise. You know, he's just the most beautiful human, the greatest ambassador for the club.
Oh, you said the same stuff about Mitch
I've
Orbison.
only ever said, and I mean this.
You said the same
legitimately.
stuff about Mitch Orbison. You just can't. And Ricketson. Come on.
But he's different to both of them because
It's
he's
the same.
actually a very.
But he's actually a nice guy, whereas the other two are jerks.
He's an elite winger that's never been given credit for it.
Do you know
He
what?
plays state of origin.
I've only ever seen Tupou play 2 bad games in 300.
I don't think
Two
that's
in
right.
300.
Tupou is when we play the Roosters, we know Tupou's good. I don't think that's true that he
You know
doesn't
what?
get
He's
the
the
credit.
most likable Rooster out of all those players. And
I like Mitch
No,
Orbison.
no, Mitch Orbison.
No, Albert's not a legend. Yeah.
I'm not a Roosters fan. You're not a Roosters fan. We give shit to the Roosters all the time. But he's probably the most likable Rooster in that top list.
No, Mitch
Like,
Orbison's
actually,
the
right.
most likable Rooster.
Tupou's
No,
just about it.
Tupou's for sure, mate.
Yeah.
Like he's just gone about his business for years.
And
Never
he
said a
looks like he's
word.
running slow, but
you
he's
know.
not. He looks like he's labouring, but he does it with such ease and his ability to catch a high ball.
What has he got? 193 tries in 300 games.
Yeah, and he
It's
probably
an excellent
And he
record.
probably can break the all-time records, can't he, Tim? If you make it to the grand final or close to the finals, he'll go close to getting Jared's record, won't he?
Oh, in terms of total games played, yeah, because Jared's 308. So he'll surpass Jared. He'll have the most
Matches for the
breakdowns
Roosters.
But try scoring, he might get past Ken Irvine, but obviously Alex Johnson's
Tim, I'll ask you this question. Where does he rank for you all-time Rooster list? Where does he sit?
He doesn't even make his bloody top Roosters team.
No, he did, I'm pretty sure.
No, he was putting in Jack Elsgood and bloody Darren Junee.
No, I didn't. I put Tips in there.
He did current player.
I think Tubes for his contribution has to be like if you pick your team of the century, he's our winger. He's one of. Yeah.
Or is he top 5, top 10 all-time Rooster?
No.
He's in the wrong position for that. But
Ignore the position, just on what he's brought to the club.
Well, he's not Dave Brown.
yeah,
or Arthur Peterson,
look,
is he?
if you think about what he's brought to the club,
He's not Brad Fittler
No, but
or Tedesco.
David, but what he brings to the Polynesian boys and the inspiration he gives them, and obviously they're a big part of our game now. You know, they're 50% of the players that got out in the field. They absolutely look up to the man. You know, him having the Prime Minister and I think it was the Queen of Tonga come out to watch the game just shows how important he is to his community. And his community is one of the best going around in rugby league. I think his importance is, you know, beyond football. And look, forget the questions. I actually shed a tear watching it on Saturday night. I just...
How many years have you had, Tim?
Oh, that's so cute.
No, I was sober.
So
I was actually sober Saturday night. I was with the missus and I was getting up to watch the...
How often do you shed a tear watching the Roosters, Tim?
Very rarely, except for grand finals, which you wouldn't understand. You've only shed a tear once.
No, I understand losing.
I definitely don't understand that.
I was pretty... 2008 when the Sharks got knocked out by the Melbourne Storm.
Look,
28-0, that one was a tearjerker.
I've never seen so many people at a 300 game say what a man someone is. And that just shows, you know, how important Toops is. And he's a phenomenal footballer. He's a great man. And, you know, I'm proud to have a player like him at our club.
Hopefully he cracks 400 games for you, Tim. Is that on the board?
No.
No, I think he's got a season in him, surely.
Got one.
Surely.
So he could do 350, maybe.
What's he at now? 300.
300.
No, you'll get
330. Yeah.
He can do 330.
But it was perfectly
Big difference between 330 and 300. John Morris got 300.
There's a lot of players around 300.
Yeah, 300.
They aren't good.
Oh, John Morris is a good player.
He's all right.
I think he's the worst 300 game player. Him and Chris Harlington.
Harrington.
Him and Chris Harlington.
Harrington
And Mitch Orbison, ironically enough, is just ahead of them.
Crazy.
And don't get me wrong, Mitch Orbison is a very good player, but all of the 300 game players are all very, very good.
You got to be consistent.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations to you, Daniel Tupou. I know you're a big fan of the Down the Sideline podcast. It is your favorite. All right. Look, it's not on the list of the notes. But you know what we're going to talk about? 66-0. That's right. The Sharks absolutely demolished the Dolphins.
I'm going to turn my camera off.
In one of the all-time great NRL performances and, quite frankly, a perfect game of rugby league. If it wasn't for Sione Katoa dropping the ball off that kickoff, the Sharks hardly made a mistake. They absolutely bossed them in defence, and no team's ever won a premiership when they've had 50 points scored on them. So you know what that means for you, Dolphins? Gone! So
No,
that's
Dolphins,
right. The Sharks.
Dolphins already had 50 put on them.
Yeah, but,
they did.
yeah, but they're not going to
Oh,
win.
Manly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they already got pumped by 50.
Who, Dolphins?
Yeah.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right,
but
well,
So they can't.
No
win,
one
they
scored.
can't win it twice.
yeah, they can't win it. They can't win next
Yeah,
year.
anyway, your win was just regulatory. Let's move on to the next.
Nah,
one.
well, how good can I just
never
say?
seen
How
you
good
throw.
was
Look
nah?
at you go.
How good was Nico Hines? 11 from 11. Freddie Michalak, the coach. Oh, how good were we?
Let's hope Newcastle.
Bring on the.
Let's hope Newcastle beat the Sharks.
You know what I was doing?
Because I'll come in.
You know what I was doing? You know what I was doing on the weekend? On Sunday morning, I was looking up Qantas. You know why?
Grand
Because
final tickets.
because I'm booking my tickets at the World Cup Challenge. Let's go, baby. No, it was an excellent performance from the Sharks. Sometimes the jokes aside, sometimes your teams can just put together just performances where just the sun, the moon, everything aligns for them.
I've actually worked out the Sharks. They're just, if your forwards dominate the game,
They're tough to
they're
beat.
tough to beat.
Yeah, tough to beat.
Hard to beat.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins were horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, you can't underestimate the halfback injury.
Horrible.
It just kills you.
Katoa being out is a
Nah,
huge
it kills you.
outcome. But to be fair, your middles just ran through them.
Yeah, we're missing Rudolph and Fanil Blake was up there.
These guys just killed them down the middle. It was great.
Yeah, it's good fun. So it's always good to speak. It's one of the great podcasts, that one. Lozball. Tim, Manly, what's happened?
Don't underestimate the Cowboys. They're actually a good team. I was talking.
They've got a weak draw coming up too, Tim. I've looked at their draw.
I was talking about.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to get fifth.
They're up and down.
I was talking about Matt over the weekend, and I said, the thing is with the Cowboys, you don't know which Cowboys are going to turn up. They can it's either going to be an easy win or a hard win. But that game, they just dug their heels in and actually played some good football, some tough football. I don't think Lozball is over. I just think Queensland were really good. I actually thought they were really good.
Yeah, North Queensland. Drinky's good. They got some good
I don't think
players.
they're right. I think
Dearden's not back
I
yet,
thought
is he?
Fogarty missed a few goals though, didn't he?
Yeah, there's the
So
goals.
He gets those, Manly win. I think the biggest challenge with Lozball is when he first came in, the players hated Tupou. So they were super excited to get a new coach who was the next player. They got along with him really well. Now he's got a coach. So it'd be really interesting to see how that now works in terms of the back end of the season. So they've re-signed him as well. Do you look a little bit silly now having re-signed him?
Nah, he's good.
What if you don't have
he's good. Look,
They
it's
could
the other
make
thing
that.
too is like Cooler coming
That's a
back to
value.
Origin was a bit flat. Like they'll be right.
They've got Turbo there.
Well, they're outside the 8 now. So
Yeah, if they
the
couldn't
8
miss-
as
they
it stands
couldn't
is,
miss the 8.
is
They'll be
is
okay.
so Panthers, Warriors, Roosters, Sharks are the current top 4. Sharks are equal with the Knights on 26 points.
You love saying that, don't you? Now, like Sharks in the top 4. I can just see the
Mate,
glee in your eyes.
I'm telling you.
It's freaking
I'm
annoying.
telling
It's
you.
so annoying.
I wasn't far off that the Sharks would win the minor premiership.
I think
I'm gonna be wrong.
If you guys go on a run, it's going to be hell for Tim and I to have to put up with this.
No, it's so good.
Let's be honest.
But we all know the Sharks. Well, the thing is, all the Sharks are up to now is they're going to lose in the prelim, which is
Which
a
you're
lot-
probably
which-
going to lose to the Panthers or the Roosters.
yeah, we're going to lose the Panthers and the
No,
Roosters.
but if you're the you mean the top 4? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to lose the Panthers and the Roosters.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
So then you got the Knights. So then the Rabbitohs have made a bit of a resurgence. That's a handy win for them. Dolphins look like they're really slipping. Cowboys are on the up. Seagulls are slipping. And then the Storm guys, they're 4 points outside the 8. Their for and against is about the same as the Cowboys, maybe slightly touch better. But if they win to get in the top 8, they're going to have the Storm are going to make it. Tim was right.
Cows losing Katoa.
Brutal.
Sorry, Cows. Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Losing
Brutal.
Katoa.
It's cost them everything.
Yeah, it's cost them everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're the team, like Tim said many podcasts ago, his second favourite team, is they are a team, though, when he comes back, they have the squad and the rules suit them. They can just go
Bit
wrong.
Penrith.
And they could literally just win games that you don't think they're
Yeah,
going
but-
to win. So I wouldn't write them out just.
Yeah, but they're not going to make the top 4.
No, but they'll make.
Yeah, they won't now. They won't now
No,
without.
they're done. Top 4's done.
Katoa's not back for
Locked
5
in.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
I hope the Sharks don't make the top 4 because we are going to rip you a new one if that's the case because you're growing so much.
No, it's looking good.
You guys
It's
are
looking
so
good.
happy.
Looking
It's
good for
happened to
top
me
4.
all season.
It is because we're back, baby.
Uh,
We're gonna make the prelim and get knocked out again. Can't wait. It's like classic Sharks, but that would be a good outcome. All right, Adrian, you put it in. Let's talk about the Titans and the referees before we get to upset all that.
Yeah, it was quite interesting actually because it's quite a close game. I think
It was close, yeah.
Titans were up and looked like they were going to win it, and then Melbourne came
Melbourne
back
jagged
and
him at the
scored
end. Yeah,
again. So,
jagged him, yeah.
and to be fair, Josh Hannay was pretty disappointed, and he just had a bit of a crack in terms of they just need to get better rub of the green in terms of some of the calls, which I think a lot of teams have got.
Happens in a lot of sports, though.
Well, I think you cop it worse against the Melbourne Storm, but I think I'm going to throw this out to both of you. Do you think clubs who sit lower on the ladder get worse calls when they are playing the better teams. So
Yes.
if you're the Dragons and you're playing
Yeah, absolutely
the
they do.
Roosters,
But that's because the better teams are the better teams.
yeah, but why should they get better calls?
Nah, because I've seen it with the Sharks. They do dumb stuff.
Yeah, but
So when the Sharks play the Storm or Panthers, we just give away stupid penalties because they're stupid. They just do.
no, but are they actual penalties?
Yeah, they are.
So you're saying they don't get the rubber?
I agree with you, Adrian. I think there's leniency towards the higher teams than the
Yeah.
lower ones.
You reckon you reckon there's an unconscious bias
What
there,
do you
Tim?
think about?
I reckon both are right. I reckon.
What if you think about Harry Grant? He's probably in the ear of the ref, and he's probably
Yeah.
they're probably like, "Oh, Melbourne have done so well. Look at them; they're always there." Like, I think there's too many decisions in the game, and that 6 again rule I absolutely hate.
Oh God!
the gosh,
Please
get rid of that.
don't talk about
There's
this again.
so many different interpretations. No one even knows what's going on. So the poor clubs who are falling last have no chance with the inconsistencies in the referees. But
Hannah's got a point, does he?
I think he's got a very fair point.
Maybe he's angry because he's
Maybe that's why
online.
Newcastle sucks for so long. We're never getting the calls.
Maybe you
Now
now
it
get
was sucked,
Yeah.
regardless.
Tim loves the referees.
He hasn't been quiet on them for a while. It's good.
Look,
The Roosters are no longer the most penalised team this season, so they're actually doing better.
Who is the
Aren't they?
most penalised team?
Sharks are like no, the Sharks have got the worst differential. So
Oh,
there's a difference
yeah.
of received and penalised.
Yeah, we've got to count the 6 agains in that. That blurs the water. Those bloody 6
Tim, close us
agains.
out on the refs.
The one thing I'll say is this year, East have actually had the rod with the green, so I'm not going to complain. I agree with Adrian that the teams that are at the bottom of the ladder are copying it.
Well, that's always going to be the case. All right, boys.
No, it's not. It's not always the case because the Roosters were top of the ladder and had all the worst calls.
It's because you're bloody.
The statistics
Don't know the rules,
support it,
mate.
but this year they
You
don't.
don't know the
I
rules.
think Penrith don't call that many penalties. I think Penrith.
Because they're a good team.
Of course, they're a good team. They've won 4 out of the last 5.
I think you find the
they-
Sharks
they-
purposely.
The thing is with
purposely
Penrith,
pushing like-
what Penrith get is they're off their line early and they don't get penalised for it. That's what they get, and I disagree with it.
All right, you know what it's time for.
This is upset alert. Upset alert. Don't say we didn't warn you. Upset alert.
That's right, it's upset alert. It's the hottest segment in all of NRL. We definitely got 2 from 3 last week. I tipped the Sharks to beat the Dolphins. Ooh,
I took the Rabbitohs.
you tipped the
beating
Rabbitohs,
Knights.
and Tim can't remember what his tip was, can you?
Can't. No.
So sadly, I can't tip the Sharks this week, but Adrian can pick the Knights in upset alert.
Do you know what?
Are you gonna do it?
I'm all in. All chips.
You reckon the Knights are going to beat the
Because you know
Sharks?
what?
Why?
Do you know what? We were winning games we shouldn't have. We needed a bit of a wake-up call. I would have dreaded going to Shark Park, having won another game against the team and not played great. We played a really shit first half. We were horrible. We started to get our act together and compete and actually fight, which we don't historically have never really done. Once we've been behind the scoreboard, we've really struggled. You know what? The group's going to be galvanised. I'm pretty sure we get Best back. Best player in Origin, to Tim's point earlier. You know what? Shark Park holds no fear for us. We're going to go in there and dominate you.
Fair enough. Tim, what do you got?
So I'm actually taking note of this. So for the first time,
We'll have that. Well, it won't be the first time because there was that one time where we got all 3 correct, where we were definitely crowing.
No, I mean,
Crowing more than Boldo does when the Sharks win 66-0.
Can I do 2?
Sure.
Okay, so my confident one, and I hate to say it, I think Melbourne will beat
I was going to do that one.
Yeah. I think Melbourne will beat East.
Melbourne to beat East. Remember, it's an alert. It's a good alert.
Because it's $2.62 for the Storm,
Yeah.
$1.50 for the Roosters. Like, that's a proper upset alert.
Yeah.
And if it's not that one, my other one is actually Broncos to beat Penrith.
Really?
Yeah, it's a vibe, it's a feeling. It's not confidence.
To be fair, just looking at it, you haven't got your upset level, so I don't want to jump the gun, but just looking at it, there are some games here that could go the other way.
You know what I'm liking? Cowboys to beat the
I was
Dolphins.
just looking at that one.
Cowboys to beat. I reckon
Yeah.
the Dolphins are in trouble without their halfback. I just think they're just down on confidence and getting beat 66-0. It's got to hurt you. Like, it's got to be a reason why that
With
happens. So,
Dolphins, Cowboys. Oh, yeah, right. $2.30.
Even the Tigers have been
Mate,
hammering.
hold on. Let's just look at this week.
it's a weird set of odds, isn't it?
I'm going to look. Brisbane Panthers, probably a little bit risky.
Well, let's go through the tips now, Tim. So we'll do.
There's every chance that Newcastle could beat the Sharks, but a little bit risky. But
I think the
if you go,
Tigers could beat
if you go Newcastle Storm, Raiders
Tigers.
Rabbitohs, I'd go Rabbitohs, $2. You got the Warriors Dragons, probably the Warriors. You've got Bulldogs, Tigers will get flogged, Dogs, and then you've got Seagulls Titans, but up at Titans. Seagulls have been a bit flat. I don't know. I think there's some value around this round, if I'm honest.
All right, well, let's go through the tips. All right, so we've got the Panthers playing the Broncos in
Combank Stadium.
at Combank Stadium. The Panthers are $1.18 against the Broncos, whose season must be well and truly done now. Panthers to win.
So the Broncos have to win every game.
Yeah, Broncos are
Yeah, I think Penrith win.
Tim?
Yeah. I'm going to go Brisbane. I just got this feeling Brisbane are going to win.
So if Brisbane lose by, let's say, 20 or 30, Broncos can't make the season. Does Madge go next week?
No, he sees out the season in the year.
He says out the season is gone. Who do you think he'll bring in?
Who they will bring in Brisbane as
Sorry,
well.
who they'll bring in?
Brad Arthur,
I don't know.
Benji.
I don't know.
Do you think Brad Arthur's the?
No, I don't know. They'll not sure.
I think Brad Arthur could do like.
Kevy's on the board.
Kevy could be back.
Kevy's on the board.
Kevy's not coming back.
Billy.
Nick Ennis.
Nick Ennis, who knows? Tim, why don't you give us how do you see the Sharks versus the Knights going?
Sorry, mate. I think the Knights will win.
You think the Knights are going to do it?
Yeah.
Short turnaround?
Yeah. I just think their attacking flair will worry you guys.
Fair enough. All right, we'll keep. All right. We already put your tip
I
in.
was an upset alert.
No, you put your tip in. Roosters versus the Storm, 3rd versus 10th.
Roosters.
Yeah, I think the Roosters.
No, I'm going the Storm.
I think it'll be close. I think it'll
Storm
be
got an
tight.
excellent record
It'll be-
against the
it'll be
Roosters,
a
Tim.
Tight game. Okay.
We haven't beaten them in like 10 years.
Hey, you beat them last year, 40 points to 10.
Oh,
20-25.
other than that game.
Yeah.
We have
All
a
right.
terrible record.
Sharp journalism here on the Down the Sideline podcast.
Everyone's going with it.
Raiders. Oh, goodness me, the Raiders. Are they
Yeah.
back?
Yeah, they're back.
They're favourites against the Rabbitohs too.
They should be. They played well.
Yeah, I'm going the Raiders. I reckon the Rabbits.
I need the Rabbitohs to lose for Newcastle, so I'm going Raiders.
Tim?
Rabbits.
All right. We're all tipping the Warriors, aren't we?
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
Warriors
sorry.
over Dragons?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah, no, you don't. You definitely.
It's good.
Definitely.
Go
Does
on.
any of us give the West Tigers any chance
I
against the
do.
Bulldogs?
I do. I'm going to tip the Tigers
Yeah, why do you go that upset alert?
because I just wanted to go Newcastle.
Oh,
Just
fair
because
enough.
it would be a dagger to your heart.
Against Canterbury.
And Canterbury were horrible against
Yeah,
Canterbury.
they're hot and cold, Canterbury, aren't they?
And I think
Yeah.
the Tigers, they were so bad against the Warriors. They were hopeless.
I just think
Warriors a good team.
The Warriors are a great team. So maybe just with all the bad publicity,
Maybe they can
just
do it.
go out and play football.
No, I'm going Bulldogs.
Benji ball. Instead of Lozball, Benji
Yeah.
ball.
I've already tipped the Titans to beat the Seagulls.
Yeah, I'll go Titans.
Tim? Jeez, we're loving this offsets.
Manly.
All right. And the last one, Dolphins and Cowboys.
Dolphins.
You think the Dolphins will win?
I think after that abysmal showing against the Sharks, Wolf will
Cowboys.
get a good response. Yeah.
Fair enough. And it's just one more match, actually. Eels. Can they beat the bye?
I think they can. Is Moses playing?
Still not going to see Moses.
I'll tell you what, though, to Tim's point earlier, God he plays well for New South Wales.
Yeah.
He's literally got blue blood running.
Yeah,
in his
and
veins.
he'll be so important for Parramatta going into the back end
There's
of
t-
this year.
There's talk he's going back to
they'll
the
be-
Tigers, Tim.
There is talk.
Well, you know what? If he goes to the Tigers, they're a top 8 team next year.
But people
With the
said
squad
that-
they
He's
got.
not better than
I
Luai.
said about Luai going.
He's
there.
way
I tell
better
you
than
what.
Luai.
I tell you what, if Moses goes to the Tigers, I'm flip-flopping that the Tigers won't make the 8.
Well,
Never.
they're not going to make the 8 this year, so you were wrong.
I'll put
Um,
this to both of you. There's a lot of noise that Luai's going to Para next year.
You reckon there's a swap?
No. They just reckon they're going to put another player in like Pezza just to give their halves another year to develop, which I don't mind. Do you think Luai and Moses together, they're a top 8 team?
yes.
Yeah,
100%,
probably.
100%
They
agree.
probably.
And I reckon they would give the comp a good crack.
Yeah. I
Like
agree.
they are two, and their fullback is Ione.
Iongi, yeah.
Iongi is awesome.
The
Yeah.
only thing is that their nine's a bit.
Nine's good. They've got some young back rowers. To me, that scares the daylights out of me if I would have Luai and Moses together with that young team. I think they'd give the finals push a good push next year. If I was a Para fan, I'd absolutely take that deal.
Yeah,
If
one
Tigers-
season.
If Tigers going to put 500 grand in or 400 grand.
Yeah, Bulldog Richie was going, oh, what's this? It's the culture of the club. Why would you go for one season? Like, what aren't they building for the future? It's like, you know what? Moses and Luai for 1 year next year. It puts
Pretty good.
Parramatta in a way better spot, gets him confident, and the young kids come behind them have confidence in the winning team. Like that's a great decision for them if they can get him.
Well, if he does sign, we'll do actually, we might do this. I'm going to do a list of top 5 one-season players. Amos Roberts was one.
He was good.
I can't think of any others. There will
Well,
be
Cooper
others.
Cronk was 2 seasons. The
Matty
Roosters-
Johns.
Matty Johns probably the greatest Cronulla player of all time.
He's up there.
He's up there. He's definitely up there.
Do you know who had a really good one season?
Who?
Joey at Warrington.
Joey at Warrington was good.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah,
Do you know what?
yeah.
To Tim's point, if you asked any Parramatta fan on the street that if you sign Luai and you win the premiership next year, I guarantee every single one of them would take it.
Oh, of course.
In a heartbeat.
They'd
Yeah.
take it if they made the 8.
True.
It's
They'd
not
make it.
about-
They'd take it if they finished 12th.
It's not what culture you're building with young players. Well, it's not
Everyone
about.
just wants to win a comp. That's it.
Where does
You
Luai
don't-
go?
you wanna
Parramatta?
win the
Where
comp.
else? Bears.
Could you think about this spine? You think about this spine. He's really developing well. Then you've got Luai and Mitchie.
Yeah, pretty good. I got one for you.
Yeah.
Rugby.
Yeah, you said that in the chat. I was like,
One
no,
year
mate.
World Cup.
Where would, he
Luai.
go? Where would he go? He could go to Para. He could probably go
Yeah,
to
but
South.
who would he play for in rugby?
He won't go to the Bears.
I know.
The Bears won't touch him because he's going to the other.
Play for
Hold
Waratahs.
on, if he went to rugby, he's not playing for the Wallabies. So who does he play
Yeah, he
for?
plays for Samoa,
Yeah. For what?
so he can play in the World Cup.
And do nothing.
Which club needs a half desperately for a year?
Titans.
But that's
Nah, they
that
got
doesn't-
players.
That doesn't fit.
I think the Bears should take it.
No, they won't.
And they said no.
No, because he's going to PNG, the other team. Why would you do that?
No, but the Bears aren't playing till what? Oh, the Bears next year?
Next
The Bears are next year.
NG? Yeah, okay.
No, Bears get them.
They lost. They were supposed to get Humphreys, the half from Souths. They had it all over the line. He was agreeing to it. Last minute, pulled.
Yeah.
They're struggling to sign players massively.
Yeah.
It's a big issue.
All right. Thanks, boys. Tim, get back to work, buddy.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
We'll see you next week. Adrian,
Up Newcastle.
up Newcastle.
Up
We'll see how that
Newcastle.
goes. Oh, goodness me.
Oh, guys.
Is there a punishment for me, for us next week?
No, we'll just do a case of beer. Whoever wins.
Yeah, right, we'll do a case of beer that Tim can drink.
We'll put in the fridge.
Loser pays for the. And if it's a draw, Tim buys.
Likes the beer.
Yeah, if it's a
If it
draw,
goes to Golden Point, Tim
goes
still
to- if it goes
still
to-
buys the beer.
yeah, if it goes to Golden Point, Tim, you have to buy the beers.
I
Fair?
don't drink.
Yeah, that's all right.
Or at all, or just this
Yeah, just
tonight,
anything.
Or just tonight.
Choose anything.
No.
All right, that was the Down the Sideline podcast, guys. We'll see you at 8:30. We're going to try and do more live shows. So if you're catching this one late, you can watch us live, comment, Have your opinion. Have your say. Tell us that we're bullfeds. Catch you guys next time.
Thanks, boys.
See you guys.